Hey y'all, it's Megan here in Dothan, Alabama, Gardening Zone 9. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So the last video that we did, I put in some throwaway red begonias and they looked real spindly because they had been left over in 18 count flats out at the nursery. And so I put them in the ground and it was going to be like a little experiment, and you can see behind me that they have done great. All except for the ones that are on the very edge of this bed here. And I think that the reason is because our irrigation just does not hit it, which that's a good thing that I know that now, because I can get my guy to do the irrigation to hit this entire bed. But they have filled out great, and I think it's a really good pop of color up here in the front of the house. So I also have a couple of boxwoods behind these Oakland hollies that need some shaping up, and so that's what I'm about to do. Okay, so that's good enough. I'm using Barnell pruners. If you follow Linda Votter, you know what I'm talking about. These are the best pruners. You can get a really precise cut and just super easy to shape your shrubs. So yeah, we have about 100-degree days here in Dothan, Alabama at the moment. It is August the 8th, so we're rolling into the fall. It's still gonna be hot until late September, October here in Dothan. And in fact, it's not even time to plant your annuals down here in Zone 9 until probably October, even early November. So we've still got a little ways of heat left, but I just feel like this summer has gone by pretty quick, and I'm really thankful for that, y'all. So I have a few thoughts that I want to run by y'all. I'd love to hear your ideas on this. All right, we're looking at my front beds right now. And what I am thinking is extending out these front beds some and having more bedding area. So I feel like that might be nice. And what I would do is probably plant some sort of evergreen. Now that I'm actually looking at this closely, it makes a lot of sense to do. We extended these beds out like you can see here, and we put these Oakland hollies in. And I love them, and they accentuate the walk up and the front porch really nicely. But we kind of just kept the same bed line that's going along the front porch. So at this point now, I'm kind of thinking it might be nice to pull the beds out just a little bit, come up a few feet sorry, come up a few feet of the sidewalk on this side and on this side. And instead of having such a sharp swoop, have more of a soft line, and that would give me room actually for layering effect. So you've already got a nice layer, I think, with the height of your hollies, and that back there is vintage jade Distilleum. It looks a lot better on the right side. Let's walk over here so that y'all can see this. On the right side, I don't know what it is, but it's a lot fuller. And so it's a low growing hedge that we have. But I think it would be really pretty actually to pull the bed out and kind of just give myself more room and then have some layers. Over here, I have a Fire Chief Arborvitae. It's put on a lot of growth. We've had it in the ground a couple of years now, and it's doubled in size. When it gets new growth, it puts out a really cool color. And it's a multicolor effect that it has. And it's just really cool. And then what we've got over here is a podocarpus egg on either side, and then some large boxwoods. This is under our garage window, and I'm thinking about taking out these boxwoods and putting in gray owl juniper for a color pop and a textural effect. I love boxwoods, but I do think that having some gray owl juniper would be a really, really neat thing right up under here, and we would do the same under the other window. And I have planted in this bed creeping phlox that's been overtaken by some weeds. So this just looks like a bunch of weeds right now, but it's actually creeping phlox. All right, so it's mid-August. I want to show y'all what these are doing. I thought that I was going to be taking these Supertunias and cutting them way back around July the 4th. Well, now they actually do need that, but they've actually been pretty steady all the way up until August. So I just left them be. And we've got some weeds and some stuff growing in them now, but they've actually stayed pretty nice. So this bed, it gets shade after about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I will show y'all what it did look like though in its prime. I mean, right now it is not in its prime. The Mystic Spire Salvia still is looking pretty decent. It could be deadheaded, but it's still blooming and looks pretty good. But it was amazing when it was in its prime, before it got a little bit spent, before the weeds all grew up. This bed was pretty awesome. This is a 65-foot long annual bed off the driveway, and it's about 6 feet deep at the deepest point, and it just sort of cascades along past my driveway and on into the lawn. And then we've got a bunch of plantings behind it. The annual bed has been the newest addition. We did have some liripe grasses growing in it, but I took those up when I decided to do a huge annual bed. And so every spring and fall, this is going to be a different bed. Right now it has Supertunia Bubblegum Proven Winners annuals and Mystic Spires Salvia. And in the background we have a big river birch. We have some ligustrum recurve and some abelia, shishi, camellias, some Distilleum and azaleas and other things. But we're located in Dothan, Alabama, and I'm glad that y'all have decided to follow me along in this garden. Hope y'all are having a great summer. There'll be more to come on this garden bed. All right, talk to y'all soon.